Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to say that everyone who's commented on my videos before, especially when it comes to education, you uplift me and you encourage me, so thank you so much for your kind comments. I really do appreciate them and it helps me to keep making videos. I still want to talk about how scary student loans are, and I want to talk about the financial predatoriness of it, the financial predation. So what you'll see is an objectively low number like 4, right? 4%, that's nothing. Um, and you like I had to read the terms and conditions of my student loans, and I still didn't fully grasp what was going on because, like, I paid nearly $400 a month for one of them, and it was like, okay, yeah, I can make that easily. And then I got sick and I couldn't make that easily, and then I had a co-op, and just life expenses. I couldn't make that, um, it was very, very difficult for me to pay anything when gas, groceries are and just utilities are taking up most of my paycheck. And just being able to focus on school 100% is what I need to do. But like, in order for me to focus 100% on school, I need to be able to pay for that, so that I don't have to tutor to get gas and groceries. I don't have to do X, Y, and Z in order to just pay for things, if all of my focus can be on school, then I can be successful. But if it can't be, and I have no one to help me and I'm doing it all on my own, I won't be successful. And so, like, you can think about it, like, I've seen some women who have I've heard of stories of women who will have artificial insemination, meaning that they have babies through sperm bank donations, right? And they what I've seen is that they will prepare. I've heard of a woman who prepared like a whole year's worth of money so she could just have time to spend with her child. And being sick is not something you wish upon anyone, and you don't want to be sick, but it's something that just happens. And especially if you're sick with a baby, like, you need time off in order to just heal. And so that's what I want to do when it comes to school, is that, like, I can't just go back to school right away. I have to pay things and get myself on my feet and be able to just, like, pay a whole lump sum of things right away, so that all of my focus can be on my own academic success. And a lot of people are not willing to understand that. And I had to do everything by myself. And there's a lot of people who are just like, what I don't understand is, like, I I had grown up in youth group, and I had grown up in a really, really good school district where we were taught compassion and understanding and empathy, and just, like, you know being willing to understand that some people just don't want to talk about their issues, and giving them the benefit of the doubt and not assuming things right away. And I've done that for people where, like, they're like, hey, I just don't want to talk about it. I'm like, okay, you don't need to talk about it, but if you do, I'm here. You just make yourself available, but you don't need to, like, press them for anything. And I had to do that with myself, just because, like, I had a friend of mine who I was, like, explaining to him, like, why I wasn't going back to school right away. And I'm like, wait, he hasn't even paid me. Like, I don't remember receiving a check from him, and why do I need to explain anything to him at all? You know? And and just that social pressure is it's really real. But until, like, I made my own money, I made a name for myself at work, and I'm like, I don't owe anyone an explanation. You're not you're not writing my paychecks, and I'm not making any products for you, you know and people will oftentimes guise the fact that they care about you, and, like, they really just enjoy your company. They don't actually, like, care about your about your well-being. You're kind of a trophy, especially, like, I prided myself on being smart, and I worked hard. I worked extremely hard, and it's very disappointing when, like, as soon as you do something that's out of the ordinary, there's an automatic assumption that, like, it's something just bad about you. And I'm like, when have I ever been unfocused? I need to make sure that I'm, one, current on all my bills, because I'm late on several things, and two, I need to make sure that when I'm not just current, but, like, I don't struggle again. because going through this with student loans has been hell for me. Like, you are not guaranteed an income right away when you're done with school because I got sick. Life happened to me. And if your car breaks down in the middle of school, that's life happening to you, and that's a lot of money. And you can't just go out and get another loan, you know? That's financially irresponsible, but sometimes you won't even be like you're not even going to be approved for it. And it's quite disappointing. It's quite disappointing to see the lack of compassion and understanding that people have, and just willing to let unknowns be unknown, you know, and understanding that things that are unknown may not be resolved right away, but you just know that, like, hey, someone's going through something. I hope that whatever you're going through, um, this seems out of character, out of ordinary. That probably means that, you know, you're struggling with something. If you need help, I'm here. And I was not offered that through people who told me that they cared about me. Um, and so when when it comes to school, um, that interest rate seems really low. The compounding period is what's going to bite you, and those minimum payments are going to bite you because you're like, oh, okay, I can just put that on bank draft and it will just be taken out each month. But you don't realize how long it takes, and like how much the amount accumulates over time. And and so whenever you make that minimum payment, it's like literally just enough to cover the interest that accumulated. And so you still owe however much to this loan, to the loan servicer. Because I remember watching this one video of a woman who is like shaking. I mean, you may have seen this video too, but she was shaking, visibly shaking, um, because she had paid on her $80,000 student loan. She had paid already $120,000 in minimum payments, and she still owed nearly $80,000 on it because of the interest rate and those minimum payments. So you think you're being responsible by putting it on a bank draft and making sure that it gets paid on time, which is great, but not good enough. It's not good enough because they will keep you enslaved to them. And it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And they're banking on the fact that you are not reviewing those terms and conditions, and that you just sign them. Do not sign something until you have read it completely. Y'all need to be watching America's Next Top Model, because Tyra Banks is talking. They go over history, they go over business practices, all sorts of things. And the thing that I remember from America's Next Top Model was that Tyra Banks used her dad as in a little skit where he was like, just sign this, come on, let's go. And the models, they felt rushed, and so they just signed everything. And then afterward they read everything, and Tyra, she was like, you know, trying to paint this picture that you as a model are going to be offered things, and you're just going to be like pressured to sign something. Don't sign it until you understand it fully. And you need to do that also with your student loans. Take out the time to understand things, and if you don't want to agree to it, don't accept it. And also, if you do accept it, make sure that you pay things and that you attack it like crazy. The student loan servicers are predators. They are predators, and they are preying upon your income, your freedom, and your ability to make a good life for yourself, because they want to keep on making money off of you. And you need to have counterattacks, and like what Dave Ramsey says, it's gazelle intense, be weird, sell everything. And like you throw huge chunks at your smallest debt until you get rid of it. Like, do not allow those minimum payments and that feeling of being responsible because you put it on a monthly draft, right? That makes you feel responsible, but you're actually keeping yourself enslaved to your predator so much more for a longer period of time. So you need to understand how the math works. You need to understand how the how it's going to screw with you. And if you have skills in Excel, make a prediction with yourself. I treat myself like I'm a Fortune 500 company. And like I've even had people like yell at me before, like, you don't even need to be that precise with everything. You're not a company where you need to be really precise down to the penny. You can be off by $5. $5 is a lot of money. Do you realize what kind of interest would accumulate if I gave $5 to it, to a loan, and then watch the interest accumulate way less than if I just let something accumulate on its own? Because I did the math for that and I watched it myself. And math is there to help you to avoid mistakes right away. And the only mistake you need to make is scratching on a piece of paper. And you're like, ah, man, I got to erase it now. You just got to cross it out. And if that's the only mistake you make, oh my gosh, you are good, right? You don't need to do trial and error out in real life, in real time. You can do it ahead of time, either in Excel or on a piece of paper. I highly recommend Excel so that you can do it very quickly, but I recommend pieces of paper so that you feel the pain of the student loan. Because like I used to do all of my budgeting in Excel, and I still do, but I wasn't feeling the pain of it, and I was still kind of spending money a lot. And then whenever I would write it down and I would go through the math, and I still use Excel to make sure that I'm doing my math correctly, but like just the pain of knowing what my decisions are gonna cost, it helps me to keep to be tight with the reins so much more. I have a very firm grip on the reins whenever I write things out and I see how devastating my mistakes are gonna be on me. And those mistakes are taking out student loans. So anyway, guys, I know that this still had a lot of the social pressures in this, but maybe in another video I can talk about the math. But you guys cannot be taking out student loans and just like expecting that people are there to help you. Like, the student loan servicer is there to make money. They don't want to help you. And I can show you a clip from this, or like what happened over in, I'll just link it. I think, I don't know if this is available on the Dave Ramsey show itself, but like George Camel, he would talk about this on his Borrowed Future thing with a woman who was a worker in a student loan servicer, and she said that she loved working with people who were in default. As sad as that sounds, but they were in a place that they were ready to learn, and you could help them, and they were willing to accept the help, and you could guide them, right? And she loved that feeling of helping others. And then the company got switched over, or they got merged or bought out by another company, and what they would do to make their numbers look good was to disconnect the calls. Or like when they say disconnect, like they would hang up on people that they couldn't help right away, so that their numbers look good, and they just said like, oh, that was a disconnected call, so it doesn't count, right? And then that way they can publish whatever. But you can really easily lie with statistics, very easily, because it's all about perspective. And I mean, I've taken three statistics classes. Like, it's really just perspective. And so you know, just hearing about like the numbers that they want to publish so that there's more people who want to like do business with them, that's terrible. That's unethical. My goodness. Like, how much, like, how, that's not even stupidity. Like, how evil can you be to do that to people who are your customers, so that, you know, you don't help them just so that you look good according to a certain standard? Why don't you just change the standard at which you call success and still be able to help out these people? No, it's because you're lazy and you don't want to help and you want to make money. That's literally what was going on. And so not for once can you think that student loan servicers are there to be your friend. They're there to help you. They may hold your hand, but they've got a knife in on the ring that they're using. Sorry, you can imagine it like this. They're holding your hand, but the ring that they're wearing on their hand has a knife in it. That's how you need to think about it. And they've got another knife in their other hand. And they will take everything from you for as long as they can. So do not give them that. Don't be giving them the bare minimum just to keep them satisfied. Force feed them force feed them payments so that they're done with you and you're done with them. And free yourself from them. you've got to make counterattacks to your student loan servicer, because they are preying on you, and they will try to squeeze out as much money from you for as long as possible. You cannot be budgetless and just have that feeling of responsibility overshadow your actual financial stability. Don't allow yourself to feel responsible by just like letting everything on bank draft. You need to actually be responsible and take a closer look. Be a bridezilla over your own finances and nitpick everything and say, like, this is ridiculous. I don't deserve to have this taken out of me all the time, and the minimum payment is barely enough to just cover the interest rate that is accumulating. I am not worth this. I am worth way more, and I don't deserve this kind of behavior. So, yeah, get rid of your student loans. And if you haven't taken out student loans, don't take them out. Work first, build up your wealth. You will gain maturity. You will gain maturity in money and in work ethics and in organization that you will take with you to school. And because school requires you to be organized, mature, and motivated. And when you have those organizational skills, especially when you get up into managerial roles, you're way more organized, especially if you're a good manager and you're a good person. So, I hope this video helps you. Let me know if you like this video, if it's too similar to the last one. And please subscribe to my channel and comment what troubles you've seen with school, or if you've been preyed upon by student loans as well. All right, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.